Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. For those who have been following this channel of late, I have always maintained that taking down Gachagua was not going to be a walk in the park. It was not something that William Ruto was going to fight like a heavyweight fighting some lightweight in a boxing match. And you've seen the way Gachagua has exhibited his determination to ensure that no one kicks him out of that seat. He has gone to the High Court for a period 4 times. He went there trying to block the tabling of that motion. And even after the motion was tabled, Gachagua still went to court today to thwart any commencement of deliberation about that motion and even to block the process, the beginning of the process of public participation. But the courts did not want to interfere with the process in Parliament. Now, as I speak to, as I do this video, Mount Kenya MPs is trending at number 1. And the reason why Mount Kenya MPs is now trending at number 1 is because Gachagua, as I said earlier, had decided that he was going to lose everything but Mount Kenya. And he has galvanized the support of Mount Kenya. Now, I want us to look at a few things that are happening and the reason why Mount Kenya is actually trending, Mount Kenya MPs. This is because the members of parliament from that region, who apparently signed that very famous list of about 291 that allowed the tabling of that document, have made a U-turn because the ground is becoming very hostile to them. Gachagua went and endeared himself to the electorate. That is why when some people tried calling him a village politician, he said, yes, every politics is local, I'm a villager. And so I want us to begin by, this is Brenda Kangai, warning Mount Kenya members of parliament that if at all you will go ahead to impeach Gachagua, don't step your foot in the soil of Mount Kenya. And this is the beginning of the troubles.
The moment you vote out Rigathi Gachagua, usikanyage. Hiyo mulima tusikuone. And thank you, Ndindi Nyoro, for not involving you in messy and in dirty politics. Walitaka kukutumia wakisema wewe unataka kukuwa deputy president. But I thank you for respecting your elders and for honoring good conduct to the community. Ukakata. And to our son, Kithure Kindiki, don't be used. Ruto is a man known of using and dumping. Kindiki, I know you can be triggered maybe to arrest me because of what I've spoken. But let me tell you, hata wewe ile siku utakanyagwa shingo. Sisi watoto wa Mlima Kenya, sisi ndo tutasimama na wewe. So at this time, allow us to express our feeling and our frustration by this government. Jumlikuja na mkatu convince tuwachague. We don't hate you, but we don't want the differences. Hizo kabila zingine zikipatana, zikiongea mambo yao, si ukabila. Mount Kenya when it meets ni ukabila. Personally, I'm married by a Luya man. When I go, when the Luya people have their celebration, it is not tribal. I go because I'm married there. Is that tribal? I am a woman. I didn't choose where to be born and where to be married at. And also other Kenyans. So, and our community, the customs and traditions, we must follow. We have that courtesy to respect our leaders and to protect them when they need us. Hawa wakubwa wetu wanaprotektiwa na sisi wadogo wao. Sisi ndo silaha yao na sisi ndo tunawalinda. Na hakuna mtu atatukana Rigathi Gachagua. And I've told you, my fans, my followers, allow me to stand with Gachagua this time. Because kitu Gachagua anafanyiwa saa hii, na uiona baba akikuja kufanywa very soon. You cannot convince me Rigathi Gachagua amesimama kwa gari na Ruto akamuuza Mount Kenya anamfanyia hivyo.
I also want us to go ahead and watch this video of the Gichugu member of parliament. His name is Gichimu Gidinji, who was heckled. He actually met a hostile crowd, and he was being heckled because he was one of the members who signed that list, that petition that was tabled in the floor of the house. And his constituents made it very clear that we will have none of it because Gachagua is our son. You want to impeach him, it is like we excommunicate you, you're not part of us. It doesn't end there. There was another drama when the Kiambu women rep Anne Wamuratha faced the very, very hostile crowd. She was driving from Thika when some border riders spotted her. And because she's one of the people who signed that petition that was taken to parliament to impeach Rigathi Gachagua, they started pelting her vehicle with stones. And she survived by a whisker because some good Samaritan, one of the border riders, had to whisk her away. Otherwise, it would have been something else. And you can see the damage there, the way that car looks. So this tells you that things are not easy in Mount Kenya. I want us to look at some of the members who have ditched William Samoei Ruto. These are some of the members who signed that petition, but they have retreated because the ground is hot. Nyeri women rep Rahab Mukami, one of them. Tetu member of parliament Godfrey Wandeto, and Kieni member of parliament Njoroge Wainaina withdrew their support for Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment. And this tells you that things are bad. It's not very easy in there. Ladies and gentlemen, having looked at what is happening, I want us to delve deep into this because William Ruto will soon understand that Rigathi Gachagua is not a pushover. We have always maintained. And his scheme to push Rigathi Gachagua might not work for him because Rigathi ameshika ground. When Rigathi said usiguze Murima, some people thought that Rigathi Gachagua was joking. He has been accused of trying to unite Mount Kenya, and I can assure you that Rigathi is going to succeed in that unity call. Even if there were people who did not support this, but wananchi now look at him and they have a lot of sympathy. Why do you think these members of parliament have decided to retreat and to make a U-turn? It is obvious that the ground is very hostile. But why is the ground hostile? It is obvious that Rigathi Gachagua went ahead of time. You know, Rigathi is not like Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru allowed William Ruto to traverse Mount Kenya, and he took away the members of parliament, he took away wananchi. And that is exactly what he was trying to do here, to take, sometimes buying them and taking some of the members of parliament. But what Rigathi did, he went straight to the electorates. He knew very well that once I endear myself to the electorates, any member of parliament who will try to mess will face the wrath of the electorates. And that is why they're coming back. And Rigathi Gachagua's quest to unite Mount Kenya will succeed. The electorates are now looking at Rigathi with some kind of sympathy because Rigathi played a victim, just like William Ruto played in the Ruto government. They also feel that their son is being mistreated because there is this question that people have been asking. Really, what is it that Rigathi Gachagua has done that the other members of parliament or William Ruto or the other ministers have not done? We live in Kenya, and we know that if you talk about corruption and accumulating wealth, who can stand and you know lift a Bible or a Quran or any holy book that they believe in and say they have never accumulated wealth? Who? You cannot. Your guess is as good as mine. You talk about tribalism. Who is it that can confess that he's clean? That if we start searching and scrutinizing, we will never find them with corrupt hands. Even in the appointments in the UDA government, the appointing authority is William Samoei Ruto. If we start scrutinizing William Ruto, would we find him clean? So the Mount Kenya fraternity is looking at Rigathi Gachagua, and they feel their son is being mistreated because the very, very things he's being accused of, William Ruto is doing them. There are people who voted for William Ruto because Rigathi Gachagua was there. Tusidanganyane. That is the reality. We play ethnic-based politics. There are people who voted for William Ruto just because Rigathi Gachagua was picked as the running mate. And so they feel shortchanged. They feel also betrayed. They feel betrayed in the sense that there is that element of Raila Amolo Odinga who has come into the government. William Ruto assured them that Raila would not be part and parcel of this government. In fact, I remember them saying that Ruto is a son of Mau Mau because they were claiming that Raila threatened Kibaki. He did that to Moi, and now he did to Uhuru Kenyatta. And they were saying that William Ruto ni chuma ya zamani, you cannot threaten him. And they went ahead and, threw words here and there, and they were saying Raila cannot, they have no business with Raila. Then William Ruto misused them to throw all those words. And then William Ruto picks Raila Amolo Odinga. So they feel betrayed. And that is why they're not going to allow this to happen. I'm sure that by the end of next week, almost 3/4 of the members of parliament from Mount Kenya shall have retreated and made a U-turn. And this is going to be very difficult for William Ruto. If he is not very careful, this is going to humiliate him, because it is only good for William Ruto to complete what he has, initiated. Otherwise, if Rigathi Gachagua survives by any means, either at the National Assembly or at the Senate level or at the court level, it is going to be very difficult. It will be a vote of no confidence against William Ruto. And knowing Rigathi for who he is, it might turn out to be very, very dirty, because Rigathi has decided that is not going to go down alone. Raila is also going to be in dilemma, because if all the members of parliament from Mount Kenya decide that we are not going to impeach our man, and then the members of the ODM decide that we are going to help William Ruto, impeach Rigathi. If it succeeds, they will say this is the devil that came to rock the boat from within. If it doesn't, then that enmity shall be extended, and Rigathi shall have remained and emerged as a hero. And so as it is, ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto is left with a rotten egg on the face, because Rigathi is giving him a run for his money. And one person who has always maintained that the choice of Rigathi Gachagua was the best for William Ruto, because William Ruto believed that he's got the right of being the shrewdest politician. He believes he's cunning. He believes he can hoodwink everyone. But Rigathi became his match. Everything that William Ruto did in 2022 to his boss, Rigathi is just but perfecting it. He played victim. That is what Rigathi is doing. He went to church to be prayed for. Rigathi Gachagua is going to church. He went and endeared himself to the common man. That is what Rigathi is doing. He said that he had been pushed to the periphery. He was not part of the government, and he was claiming that it was Raila who was now advising the president. Then Rigathi is saying he's not part of this government. He's not told about the president's itinerary. He had been, removed from Ruto's WhatsApp group. He says he does not know anything about Adani deal. So He is perfecting everything that William Ruto did. And William Ruto needs such a person because with the opposition that has gone to bed with the government, who else do we have? It is Rigiji, who is now becoming the opposition leader within the government. And Kenyans seem to be loving that. As I have always maintained, it is not our priority as Kenyans to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. I was reading somewhere that the members of parliament who are supporting Rigathi have been allocated 300,000 to help mobilize people to go for public participation, to tell them to go and say that they want Rigathi to go. I mean, in a situation where we have hospitals that have got no medicine, we have got classrooms that have got no simple desks. Some schools are still made of mud walls. And then we want to waste this time. It was totaling to 87.3 million Kenya shillings. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we must be a serious country. We cannot just be waking up that when two leaders disagree, we want to impeach them. We are lowering the threshold for impeaching a state officer. And from where I sit, Rigiji must put a fight. Even if he's going to go down, it's not going to go easily. And Mount Kenya will soon show Ruto that indeed you can only rent a Kikuyu, but you cannot buy a Kikuyu.